Hello everybody and welcome back to Auto Anorak. Today is a little vlog video. I was going to do a small vlog of my friend's Range Rover that he's been fixing up over the years, that he's just got insured on. However, being an old Range Rover, it has broken down, so instead I guess we'll do a reveal of this, which is the first, I guess, channel car in a way. I mean, not to sound like a corny YouTuber, but totally to sound like a corny YouTuber. This car was funded by you guys. I would not have got this car without you guys. Basically, last year I think we made around about £1,600–1,700, and that's very similar to the amount of money that this car costs. In fact, the camera that I'm filming on right now was also paid for by YouTube. So basically, my fun things in life so far, such as my camera and my brand new fun car, have been paid for by you guys. Technically, I owe all my fun to you guys, so thank you, I guess. So, what have we bought? Well, this is a 2001 Mazda MX5. Now, I know what you're gonna say. This is the most basic, boring sports car. In fact, Family Guy would say that it's not even a sports car. It's very basic spec. In fact, believe it or not, this is called the Iceland Edition. Now, what does the Iceland Edition give you? Well, the Iceland Edition gives you this red paint, this MSO, Mazda Special Operations paint, which to me just looks like regular Mazda red, like pretty much every MX-5 that's ever existed. You also get a completely standard interior. Like, no joke, this is as bare bones as it gets. We've got the bare bone cloth seats, which to be honest, these seem to wear a lot nicer than the leather ones. I'll just turn, that's the lights. Inside, there's not really much to show you here. It's got this steering wheel, which is the least sporty of all of them, but that's fine. But we do have this for the something lighter, but of course everyone will put in their USB adapters, kind of modernizes it. You've also got aircon, which does blow very well, I must say. You can hear that. It's actually pretty cool, as in it blows at a pretty cool temperature, which I didn't expect. I didn't expect this thing to have heating or aircon, and it's got it, which is great. And we've even got, which I didn't understand originally, so this is the position of your headlights, so they can go facing up or down based on how much you have in the back of the car, which is quite clever, because obviously a car like this is going to change its kind of pitch and trim based on how much you have inside of the car. You go into my Corsa and the gears are all over the place, whereas this is just, it's not moving. It's not moving that far at all. Pedals, look at that. I've got a vented pedal. No idea if they came standard like that or not. And here, pointed out by my friend Patrick, is where the fire brigade information is for cutting me out of this car if I ever get in an accident, which knock Japanese metal and plastic whenever will. We got some good meaty boys over here, and speaking of that, we have the only thing which I think makes the Iceland an interesting special edition. Limited to 1 of 500, mind you. This thing's just as rare as a McLaren Senna. But yes, we've got the Iceland Edition wheels. I think they look pretty cool. I think they look a little bit more FD RX-7 than some of the other ones. I know that's kind of contentious, but whenever you look at them long enough, you can kind of see it. And when I say look at them long enough, I do mean look at them for a long amount of time. This, of course, is an NB MX-5. The very first MX-5 was the NA, then you had this, the NB, then the big blobby one, which is the NC, and the latest one, which is the ND. That's that angry MX-5 with the angry face. And the power plant of this beast, you may be asking yourself, what is it? Is it an LS V8? Is it a 2JZ GTE? Maybe even an SR20? Well, it's a double overhead cam 1.6 engine. Now, I'm fully aware that my viewers out in the States that get Mustangs for their first cars are going to be laughing at me, but getting insurance on a 1.6 two-door convertible here in the UK is kind of impossible. My worst insurance quote that I got for it was $9.5 grand. Luckily, thank God, we're nothing near that currently, which is very good. I'm very happy about that. Over here, we've got the boot, which we can pop up, and we've also got the fuel, which I'll show you now. Look at that. And this is where we get to one of maybe the more contentious aspects of my brand new MX-5 as I show you. Wow, crazy, it's a fuel thing. The black bumper. Yeah, so quite obviously this car was in an accident. and that's fine. I've got some of my camera gear here, but you can see, I don't know if I can show it well enough, but whenever you look at this car, even in broad daylight, you can't see any crash damage. So I think it was basically the last bumper was like backed into, but it was just sort of left a crack that split the bumper a little bit. It wasn't anything that crazy. This has this little dash, but I can put some black marker there and it'll be fine. See, I remember reading a fact many years ago, and it's that people in the UK buy more convertibles than like pretty much the majority of Europe. All those places, France, Italy, Spain, that you'd expect to own convertibles, and it's really for two reasons. Number one, it sometimes just gets way too warm there for a convertible to even make sense. You'll just bake in there. And number two, because they're just normal days, they're not going to make the most of them. Here in the UK, especially in Northern Ireland, we like to make the most of it, and I'm glad that Mazda realised that, because they've set up this nice little seat for you to look, bask upon the magnificence of a day that doesn't include rain, which is actually quite rare. Also, this car doesn't have central locking. I know that might be strange to some of you, but yeah, I have to lock each individual door whenever I get in and out of the car, or unlock it when I'm going in. You get what I mean. There's a lock for down here. There's a lock obviously on the door. There's a lock down here to lock this area. And there's a lock behind us in the boot. And now for some of the questions which you might be asking yourself. Number one, John, why didn't you get the NA? You've seen them all over TikTok and they've got their cute poppy up lights. I do adore that. I really do. But number one, there is a pop-up headlight tax of at least £1,000 on these cars, and I'm not that financially well off to justify that. Secondly, safety is a huge factor, and at the end of the day, having airbags is just something that gives you a little bit more peace of mind driving around in a car. Next, and this might be controversial, and I totally get it, because I never really loved the way these things looked, but the more and more that I looked at listings of NAs versus the NBs, the NBs are wider and they do have a longer sort of sleeker look to them, and crucially I think they look a lot better whenever you do some of the body modifications, get some rotor wheels and get them lowered. They don't look quite as like chunky as the NAs, and I know that's part of what makes them look really cute, but for me, I don't know, I kind of like that sleek look that these things have. And then next, which is kind of tied into this, will you be doing any modifications to this car? Now, as a 19-year-old car enthusiast, you can imagine the kind of things that go in my head whenever I think about modding an MX-5. Obviously, you start from the back, you get a straight pipe exhaust system, you get a diffuser, you get yourself a duckbill wing, you get the car lowered, and either some coilovers or lowering springs, then you get some new wheels. You could maybe even do a full wide body kit, side skirts, some gills down there, and then of course under the bonnet you get a full turbo system. I've looked at this. Lowering your car, so new suspension, adds 25% to insurance. Putting new wheels on adds 8%, and putting on a turbo basically makes your insurance 200%. So if you were paying £2,000 for insurance, you're now paying £4,000 for insurance. So all in all, until I'm a bit older, I just don't feel comfortable putting that much money into this car's insurance for mods that will cost less than the insurance increase. It just doesn't make sense. Equally, getting a full turbo kit on this car costs about £5,000. And that's just for the turbo kit and the supporting mods. It doesn't actually include the supporting handling mods or brakes or anything like that. You're probably going to end up paying about £6,000 to do your full turbo build with all your new tires and brakes and wheels and suspension. So you're ending up with an £8,000 car for a car that's usually about £2,000. It doesn't make sense. Probably what will happen in maybe a year or two, we'll get the car lowered, we'll get some Rota wheels on it. I know there's like replicas, but I like them, I don't care. And maybe an exhaust system, but we'll see about that. That's pretty much it. A walk around of the Anorak mobile. I don't think that should be a thing. It doesn't sound just like a shmee mobile, but we can go along with it for this video alone. Yeah, my new car. I'm pretty proud of it. I know that you've all seen MX-5s a million times, but I think this MX-5 is very special, especially to myself and you guys, because you've all helped pay for this thing, which, I mean, wow, I never thought that would happen. I didn't even dream about it because it just didn't seem like a thing. Thank you guys so much. If I do end up doing any interesting mods, I will definitely show you that in this thing, but it probably won't feature too much on this channel other than potentially being a Leap mobile in the future. But check out my Instagram and my TikTok to get a few little updates in this thing, especially some stuff from Car Throttle themselves that they're sending out to me, which is pretty cool. They actually DM'd me. So check out my Instagram and TikTok for that, at AutoAnorak on Instagram and at AutoAnorak on TikTok. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, guys.